Hello? I don't know if anyone is here yet. Oh, Megan. Hello, I see Megan. Oh, you've been waiting. All right. I'll give it a second for anyone else who might be joining. Welcome, welcome. Let me know if there's any issues with how I sound. I'm using a mic, and I'm not always certain about the volume level, if it's too much or not enough, because I can be quite loud. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. I honestly forgot it was Friday. Last night, I was looking at my planner and I was like, oh, yeah, tomorrow's Thursday, blah, blah. And then I was like, wait, is it? And I had to look at my phone. It's like, oh, no, today is Thursday. Tomorrow is definitely Friday. Yay for that. Got my Pusheen, one of my Pusheen mugs. I do have two of them. I need a little caffeine today. All right. I guess we will start. We're talking about Age of Swords, which I tabbed. Can you see all of them? So many tabs. My God. Like, oh, geez. Yeah, book 2 of Legends of the First Empire by Michael J. Sullivan. So this one, I've seen a lot of people like reviews and stuff. Oh, volume is good. Cool. Thanks. A lot of reviews of people saying this is their favorite of the series. And I don't think it was on my first read. I cannot remember. Hello, Jake. And Alicia also. Or Alicia. I'm not sure which pronunciation. Apologies if I did the wrong one. But yeah, it wasn't my favorite on the first read. And I don't know. They all were pretty even keel for me the first time I read them. This time around, this one, what did I give this? Did I give it a 4.5? I think I did. God, I just did it today. Yeah, I gave this a 4.5 this time around. Like it was really, really solid. But like it was weird because I don't necessarily know if it was the pacing, but just the plot was different in this one. You know, like not as much was happening, but at the same time, some pretty pivotal, like key things to the larger series definitely happened, especially there towards the end. But there wasn't as much activity aside from that quest. So it was just a different reading experience, I guess. I don't know. The ending of this, though, good God, I am not a very emotional reader personally. I'll get a little choked up sometimes while reading, but especially fantasy, like contemporary stuff can hit me because a lot of times it's like hard hitting contemporary. Blah. Oh, you read it for the first time? Nice. But yeah, with fantasy, I tend to not get so super emotional. But my God, the ending, oh, I like teared up several times at the end. Yeah, exactly. We saw a lot more, which I told you guys in Age of Myth. A lot of the female characters that lived in Dalren, is it Dal? I don't know, Dalren. We would see a lot more of them, and we definitely got to know them a lot better. Moya, Bryn, Roan, Suri, which Suri was in Age of Myth a fair amount too, and Persephone as well. But yeah, we got to know Moya and Bryn and Roan certainly all a lot better. And I really liked that, but then we didn't see as much of Malcolm or what's his Nifron? I haven't listened to the audio. I don't know what the pronunciations are, but we didn't get to see as much of them. But I didn't really mind so much because we did get a fair amount of them in the first one. And all right, Malcolm, by the way, for anyone, this is going to be spoilery. I'm going to be talking about spoilers. I really want to know what the F is up with Malcolm and Nifron. What are they scheming? they are up to some shenanigans, and I don't know what the shenanigans are. I've said many times I've only read up to book 4, and even then things weren't revealed fully. Some stuff was revealed slightly, but I don't really remember it. But I know that even after book 4, there was still a mystery surrounding Malcolm. And oh God, I just can't. And freaking Trilos, the guy that's always staring at the door and just knows everything. Who the fuck is this man? What is he doing? Who is he? What is he? And I just love that everyone is always like, oh, just accepting that he knows all this shit. Like, nobody is like, hey, who's that guy by the door all the time? They're just like having weird conversations with him and then leaving and being like, that was strange. I'm like, I would be so curious. Like, I would be asking everybody I know, who is Trilos and why is he always by this door? Like, what is going on? And nobody ever questions it. They just think it's weird in their head and then they move on. What the? Please, someone figure this out. I mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out by the end, but I just really wanted to know. Age of Myth, 5 stars. Age of Swords. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I mean, I didn't give Age of Myth 5 stars. I'm so stingy with 5 stars, you guys. Like, so stingy. Oh, man. Yeah, Age of Swords, I think if it wasn't for the ending, I would probably give it like a 4 for me personally. But man, the ending. So that was when I do my reviewing in my spreadsheet. What was I gonna say? Freaking good time is one of the things. Characters, world building / atmosphere, plot, pacing, all that stuff. And a lot of that stuff was not on the lower end for me, but just, it was fine. It was good. It was what I expect of Sullivan after reading Age of Myth. But yeah, that ending just got me. Oh my gosh. It was the way he writes. His writing style is very accessible. It's very readable, easy to read, but the emotional moments, I just love how he does it. It's very simple, but it's so poignant in its simplicity, the way he writes things. Like, yeah, right here, this, oh God, upsetting, just so upsetting there at the end. And he like kept having moments and just like little moments where, okay, I'm gonna try to find in my many tabs. Oh God, so many moments. He like drags it out, you know? Oh man, where? Blah, blah, blah. Nope, that wasn't it. Is this it? Hello? Hello? Oh yeah, where it's revealed, because everyone thought that it was Arion. And then she's like, she loved me, and I loved her, and I killed her. And then Moya looks around, shocked, and mouths the word no, and Persephone nods. And then she says, she was my best friend, my sister, and now she's gone. That got me. And I was like, oh my God, I can't. Like, so upset. And then freaking like was it even in the same chapter? A couple sections later, when Persephone is telling her, I think, Suri, that if you could have explained what you were doing, Minna would have agreed. She was a very wise wolf. And I was like, I can't. She was a wise wolf. Like, oh my God. Because she said that all the time. Oh, and then when Suri gets taken by the freaking Rao, and then Minna as Dragon Minna like comes and saves her. And then she's like, good girl. What a good girl you are. I was like, what? Do we have to keep doing this shit over and over again? Like, just these simple, like the sentence itself without context wouldn't really mean anything. But with the context, you're just, oh, heart is ripped the fuck out. Oh my good God. Yeah, I had forgotten about it, honestly. I thought something happened, but I couldn't remember what. And then it was like right when it was going down and Arion was like, you're going to have to kill me. And I was like, wait, I don't feel like, did Arion die? I don't think she did. And then when Minna put her head in Suri's lap and like Suri hugged her, and I was like, oh, fuck. I forgot about this. Yeah, right? Like, come on. Oh, man. heartbreaking. Like, just truly heartbreaking. Oh, man. Because it's like book 2 of a 6-book series. Now you're like, I gotta live for the rest of the series without Minna. Other people think they're, oh yeah, maybe they don't want to admit that, like, they don't know what the deal is, so they're just like, yeah, anyway. I would be too curious, though. I'm such a curious person. I would not be able to handle not figuring this out. I swear to God. I cannot wait for that to be revealed, because a bitch is curious. I would have been okay. Yeah, right? It's always so upsetting with an animal, like, and like just such a friendly little wolf. Oh God, such a great companion. There were other moments towards the end also that got me a bit in my feels, and just like quotes I really liked. Oh yeah, oh man, when what's the Balgargarath, that is a name, is like coming at them, and Moya is like, Seth, get behind me. And she's like, even then, Moya was holding firm to her role as the chieftain's shield. And then she's like, in the face of Balgargarath, Persephone didn't think other shields would have stood as courageously as Moya. The stump certainly wouldn't have stayed at Conager's side, and Conager would have left Reglin's side in an instant. Yet here was Moya, making a living shield of herself. The woman, previously known only for her good looks, remained intent on protecting her chieftain from a 20-foot goat-legged demon. Courageous hearts weren't banned from the breast of women. And just, all in my feels. All in my feels. And then there was another part, too, that I really liked. Towards the end that... Wait, where was it? Was it this one? Oh, yeah. Moya, again. Moya is just such a badass. When she's shooting the bow and arrow, and it says, Moya knocked the arrow and hauled back on the bow until the notched end of the shaft was at her ear. In the instant before the arrow flew, Persephone saw Moya standing alone in the path of the giant. A perfect sight. She wasn't shaking, never flinched, didn't cower even though a ghastly mountain was charging at her. Moya was a true hero, and as she let go of the string, Persephone overflowed with pride. I need artwork of this. I need fan art of this moment, please. There's so many moments where I was like, oh God, that would be so cool to see some artwork of this. Oh my God, so cool. I would love that. Yeah, just, so great. There was something else towards the end. Oh yeah, right at the very end. Oh, so sweet. The butterfly that comes in the room when Suri's with Arion. And then Padera says, just stopping by to say hello, I guess. Suri says, I don't think so. Hold on, Arion, I'm coming. Oh, so great. So freaking great. I love it. I love it. Oh, yeah. What's his name? Something with a G. What's his fucking name? He's the worst, though. Bryn always talks about it. Gronbach? Yeah, he's truly the worst. Such an idiot. There at the end too, and he's like trying to take the sword, and like all hell's breaking loose, and Persephone's like, dude, just for the love of God, stop it. Like, yeah, you idiot. God, he's such a stupid idiot. Such an idiot. Yeah, truly, truly the worst. Hated him. Really like Suri, but now I'm worried she's not going to be the same. Yeah, sorry, I just saw this card. Oh man, Bria, that's funny. Yeah, definitely. Like, Suri has been through it, and she is under a lot of pressure with the art thing. She was stressing me out a few times with that. That's just a trope that, even though I can understand why a character is being hesitant, and like Suri, I understood she was afraid, she was scared she was going to hurt somebody, etc., etc. And that would have been the worst thing ever to her. But God, I was like, girl, literally you could save everybody. But she's like, but what if I hurt someone? I'm like, everyone's going to die if you don't do anything. So give it a shot. Like, oh my God. But then I'm like, she's literally what, 13 or 14 or something? And, doesn't have a lot of experience with people and is just so loyal. So I get why she's like that. But so many times when Arion was trying to get her to do some shit, and she's like, I'm just scared. I was like, oh my God, just stop being scared. But like, I get it. I get why. It makes sense why she was like that. 100%. Yeah, exactly. Like, she's terrified of like hurting people. I'm just too like, I mean, I'm not a scared 14-year-old girl, obviously. Whole grown ass 35-year-old lady almost. So yeah, it's like, and I'm just so like painfully logical sometimes with things where I'm like, but like everyone will absolutely die if you don't try. So just try, you know? Why not? Why not? Neither is Bryn. I don't know what that, if that was in reference to something I said or something else in the chat. Sorry, Megan. Grips. Yeah, the guy. Oh, Lord. Yeah, I mean, just once again, like the character development, like someone was saying, like the character development is just so great. I forgot a little bit how much, like I remembered that Moya was like the badass warrior chick. But I forgot how much I liked her. She's so freaking funny to me. There were quite a few tabs that I put in here of her just being so sassy and hilarious also. And I feel like I like her a lot because like so much of like Persephone I like a lot, but I don't think I'm really anything like Persephone. Oh my God, my hair is so staticky. Sorry. I don't think I'm that much like Persephone. I would love to be more wise and, you know, strategic the way she is with stuff and like such a great leader. I don't necessarily think I'm like that. But with Moya, I mean, I can't like, I'm not a warrior chick and I'm not like some, you know, lady that all the dudes are like, I'll freaking bring down mountains for you or whatever they were saying, how she's like so strikingly beautiful. But like, I just relate to her sass and her being like funny, even in like a really shitty situation. And she's providing a little bit of comic relief with her like snarky ass comments. Oh, I just love her. She cracks me the fuck up. And I really like that. Oh, in reference to her. Yeah. She's a little bit of a traumatizing situation there. And then also, God, Bryn is so, this is what I'm saying. I love, Bryn is so smart. And like, Bryn is really smart. And then Rowan is really smart. But they are really smart in such different ways. And they are both these very intelligent, and they're both kind of not kind of, they definitely are inventing things. Bryn is inventing fucking written word, like hello. And then Rowan is invent all these useful tools that they can use. She's inventing them, but they have such distinct personalities. You know what I mean? And that's what I always talk about this with this series and with his writing. He's so good at that, writing varied characters that can have some things in common, but they all have their own distinct voice. They're distinct characters. You know who is talking. You know, sometimes you read books that have a large cast of characters and you can kind of interchange them. You know what I mean? Like they don't always have very distinct voices and very distinct personalities. And I just think he does it so well. And I love it. And like the strength that is shown is such different kinds of strength. I can't even stand how much I love it. Yeah, exactly. Like Moya I just love her. I just love her. I adore her, and like using her voice, like she's never afraid to speak up for herself or her friends and the people she cares about, which I just, chef's kiss. Something I liked in the first book that wasn't really present in this book was the back and forth. Yeah, Wraith and Malcolm are so great. There was one part that I highlighted. I just saw it a minute ago. Yeah, where Wraith is like all stressing that Persephone isn't back yet. And Malcolm is like, I told you, like, she's coming back. He's like, they won't arrive in time. And Malcolm is like, quit being such a damned optimist. And then Wraith says, what if something's happened to her? And this is after the Gula runes showed up and are being like, we're going to fight you. And he goes, oh, well, you mean like being besieged by thousands of angry warriors? Something awful like that? And Wraith is like, yeah, something like that. Oh, God. They crack me the frick up. They're hilarious together. Yeah, he was throwing a fit. Like I said in the chat, like, when he threw his little freaking tantrum about that she didn't want to run off with him, it was like, dude, seriously, come the fuck on. Like, really? But for me, it makes sense that he's like that because, and later in the book, they kind of like, I think Malcolm says it to him. Is it Malcolm that says it to him? I think so. He kind of goes off on him. It's like, yeah, we get it. You're freaking this and that and the other thing, and your dad was terrible, and your brothers suck, and you loved your mom and your sister, and then they died. Like, we get it. Maybe that's why you, like, care about Persephone so much, because you see them and her, blah, blah, blah. But before that, like, that's what I think, and why it annoyed me, for sure. I was like, dude, what the, shut up, you're so stupid. But again, I get why he's like that. Like, he grew up in this place that you don't, like, he didn't have a lot of normal human interaction, like a lot of normal, healthy relationships being built. And he didn't really have any relationships other than his mom and his sister, you know? And it sounds like even that wasn't some super affectionate thing. And like, he didn't want to be doing all this fighting. He didn't want to be doing all this battle warrior crap. So it makes sense. Like, he just wanted to run off and like live his life being in the like peacefully. So it makes sense to me that he met this woman that he is like wowed by and just like, oh my God, she's amazing. She's like everything I would want. I want to run away with her and like, fuck all this shit. And I get why he's like that. But yeah, he was like being so immature about it. Like, dude, she's not gonna run away with you. She hasn't even, like, Persephone hasn't even shown that much interest. She's busy with other shit. And that's another thing that I appreciate about how she was written, because that makes sense. Like, that's realistic that this woman who's trying to be the leader of a people is kind of, and her husband recently died and her son recently died. And she's like, dude, I don't really have the mental and emotional capacity. You seem real cool and I like you. I'm into it, but also I don't have the time to dedicate developing this with you. And he's like, but run away with me. She's like, what? No, I'm not doing that. And I do like that. I like that we have her, like, we have a character like her in so many ways. Clearly, I love her. Yeah, when Malcolm just like went, I was like, oh yes, thank you, sir. Because like, it's all Wraith ever talks about. Dude, shut up. Oh man. Yeah, that's what I've heard about the Rhaeria series. I haven't read it myself. And I probably won't until later. Like, I think I'm going to end up reading his series in like chronological timeline of the world order, because Nolan, the book coming out this year, which I definitely backed the Kickstarter, and I'm getting, I spent too much money, and I'm getting the leather bound like collector's edition, like hardback, because I was like, oh my God, it's so pretty. But that series is set between this one and the Rhaeria, both of the Rhaeria series. So I'll probably read, I'm reading this one. I'll probably read the Nolan series, and then later on down the road, read that one. But I've heard that about Rhaeria, that it's that it's not as like epic fantasy, and it's more about this kind of like buddy, these two palling around, being buds and going on their like various adventures. That's what I've heard anyways. I haven't read it, so I can't really say. Yes, same, Jake. Same. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, he's said that. On his website, he says that all the time, that you can read any of the series. Like, obviously you need to read the series in order. We aren't like these crazy people that read book 2 before book 1 and then are like, I'm confused. I don't understand what's happening. That chick on Twitter. But yeah, I've seen that he says that you don't have to. Like, there are Easter eggs that you'll get once you read the other series, but you don't need to read any of the other series in order. I'm thinking maybe I should check out this series. I won't remember any Oh, well, you should check out the series. But yeah, spoilers abound for sure. And even like I reread it and I still was sad. And like I said, once it like right before it happened, I knew it was happening, and it still affected me because of the way he writes it. I just love it. Let me see some of the stuff I tabbed to see like if any, and let me know if you guys have any like questions about or any topics, anything you want to talk about, any moments you wanted to talk about. Oh, I tabbed here where Roan like invents scissors, where she reaches into her pockets and pulled out another of her inventions, 2 knives bound in leather so they could both cut at once. I was like, this bitch is just creating everything, isn't she? Like, she just really, really is. I just followed. Well, thanks. Oh yeah, this part, is this Suri? Yeah, Suri is talking. By the sidebar, they learn these languages like way too fast, I feel. They learn these languages so freaking fast, each other's languages. But yeah, Suri, this is again explaining kind of why she is like so afraid to use the art. She's like, once you're a butterfly, it's impossible to go back to being a caterpillar, even if you want to. You're stuck with those wings and you have to fly away. And life stops being a simple thing of inching happily along leaves and eating in the sun. Life becomes something else entirely. And I just really like that because, like I said, even though it frustrated me a couple times, like, just use the freaking art. Oh my God. It only was like twice that it really annoyed me. And like that line right there, that quote right there is just prime example of why she was so afraid. Like, I get it. I do. I truly get it. Oh, and then when they're creating the words, when oh no, wait. What are they creating here? Oh yeah, no, it was when Rowan and Bryn are working on like creating written word, and Malcolm says, I think we've just witnessed the world shift, and I doubt it'll ever be the same again. I just love that. Like those simple lines. Yeah. Roan is just like inventing all the things all the time, constantly. It's really cool, like seeing, because like, you know, stuff gets invented sometimes just because like, oh, I need something to do this, so let me just do it. And I always find that fascinating, like our real life history of how things are invented. So I like seeing it in a book. Kind of like the anthropological aspect of it, you know? How would I rank the first 4 books? Honestly, I can't remember. It's been a hot minute. Like this one I read in 2018, and I think I read Age of War. I read them when they were coming out. Aside from I think Age of Myth, I read a little bit after. But then as they were coming out, I was pre-ordering them and reading them, and I don't remember. I feel like Age of Legend, was that my favorite? It might have been Age of War. You know what? I want to check now. I want to check my Goodreads and see, or my story graph, because I do have it there now. Let me check and see what I rated them the first time around. I really can't remember. Really can't remember. Yeah, her reluctance. It definitely makes sense. Like she had her happy little simple life, just being the doll mystic, kicking it with Tura all the time and just like kicking it with Minna and hanging out. So it's definitely like a huge change for her. Yeah, very much same. I'll be like, I liked it, but I don't remember exactly what like rating I gave it. Okay. Oh no, Age of Legend I gave 5 stars. Wow. Okay. So I guess Age of Legend, Age of War I gave 4.5 the first time around. Age of Swords I gave 4 the first time around, but this time I gave it 4.5. And I think because having read more adult like epic fantasy or just adult fantasy in general, like I said, the emotional impact was pretty significant for me, and that just doesn't happen that often for me, where I get like I'm like upset. I'm choking back tears a little bit, sometimes maybe even actually crying. I don't know that I actually cried with, I think I did once. Yeah, I think I did once. The narrator, that's what I've heard. I should listen to them on audio, but I want to tab them up. Whenever I do audiobooks and I like highlight stuff, I forget to like go back and look at them. I suck at life. Oh, can we talk about how much, oh God, you guys told me last time how to pronounce his fucking name. Mawindule. How do you pronounce it again? Seriously, the worst. He sucks so bad. Oh my God, I hate him. I hate him so much. Because he's essentially a teenager, right? Like, he's 25, but in Frey culture, he's so young to them. He's basically a teenager. And oh my good God, he sucks. He's so fucking annoying. His chapters are still interesting to me because of the politics that are happening and like the shit that went down towards the end. Like, holy shit. And he's just such a dumbass though. He's so naive and he gets used by everybody all the time. Oh, here we go. Mondule. Okay. God, watching me. Mondule. All right. I'm going to try to remember that. Catch me in the next live show asking again. Mondule. Maybe if I write it down, that'll help. Mondule. I'm for real writing it down. He's the worst. I was totally enjoying the romance. Yeah, like the development of that type of stuff and like seeing the politics and everything. That was really fun. So, okay, I don't think it's that cute, though, because he's such a freaking creep. Where was it? Where, like, it's cute in theory, but where... Oh, yeah, right here. After the meeting, he planned to walk with her down by the river to the eastern glade. If she protested, he would insist. He could do that now that he was senior, and she a junior counselor. Bitch, like, excuse me? Excuse me. I hate it. Like, ew. You're so gross. I hate him. But I like seeing all the stuff happening, but God, he's so annoying. There was another thing he did. Oh yeah, God, oh my God, he's such an egotistical little twat. When he's thinking in his head, he's like, that'll teach Aiden. He thinks others are dumb, but he's not so smart. Who is secretly holding Macaretta's hand? Who has just been appointed a senior counselor? Me, that's who. Am I right? I'm like, oh my God, you're such a douche. And also, the only reason any of this shit is happening is because people are using you and people are setting these things in motion. You haven't done shit, bro. Like, he's just such a 13-year-old egotistical little boy. Like, God. Oh, he drives me nuts, I swear. Yeah, see, I'm a hater of Mondule. Let me see if I can keep saying it properly. I hate him. I hate him too much. Cannot stand his ass. Yeah, and then when everything is going down and he's like, he had no idea what was happening and he didn't want to. What he wanted was to be back in the Talwara in his room on his bed with Treya bringing him cider and tarts. Like, stop trying to be big and bad. You're not. And that's fine if you're not. Like, you're not ready. You're not prepared. You have no life experience. It's okay. Just accept that, please. Stop. God. I don't really get the point of his point other than to illustrate the fray being hoping. Oh, yeah, the world continues expanding and things definitely continue escalating plot-wise. And there is definitely a point to all of that. Like, the politics among the fray definitely starts playing an even bigger role. And yes, like, war is upon us. I mean, the next book is Age of War. It's aptly titled. I'll just say that. Yeah, Aiden was, God, that whole, am I right? Am I right? Every time he'd say anything, I was like, shut the fuck up, you douche. Such a douche. Oh my God. So stupid. Oh, here's like a moment that I really liked where they're at the summit and all the fucking other chieftains are being stupid as shit. And Harkon is like, a summit called by a chieftain's widow, war with the fray? Is this some kind of joke, Lippet? And Persephone finally speaks up and says, not unless you consider the death of thousands of men, women, and children funny. Do you? Do any of you feel that the destruction of Durea, Nadak, and now Ren is humorous? Maybe you'll feel differently when you find your own dolls in similar straits. I was like, yeah, put their asses in their place, please, because they're stupid. It looks like books 3 and 4 are much shorter, which is interesting. Yeah, I think they are a little bit. Book 4, for sure. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like looking. I don't have the last book in paperback yet because it's not available just yet. Or maybe it is now. Is it now? I don't know. It's sometime soon. It's coming available and I shall be getting it. Again, I suck and I don't know what is interesting. Oh, maybe about the books. Maybe that. Jeez, I'm stupid. And yeah, they all suck. They all seriously suck so bad. Where's some of my other Oh God, it was another Mandalay thing. He's so stupid. Oh yeah, Frost and Flood are fucking hilarious too. That part where he's like, what does he say? Something about one of them says something about someone else's mom or something, and he's like, we're twins, you idiot. Oh God. They crack me up. They crack me up. Oh yeah, Moya right here. She's like, why is it so cold? Stone sucks the heat, Bryn said. Something sure sucks, Moya grumbled. Seth is going to leave us here and go with Arion and Suri, Bryn announced. Like Tetlin's malformed ass she is, Moya replied. I relate to Moya so much. Oh God, I love her. Love the dwarves, except yeah, nobody likes him. He's a douche knuckle. Oh yeah, right here. You were a mistake. Mother didn't want you. And then he's like, we're twins, you idiot. Oh God, they're so silly. The Rows are like the creepiest shit ever, by the way. So freaking terrifying. Oh my God. Ugh. Oh, he's talking. Yeah, that was whatever. Yeah, Moya is awesome. Oh God. Again, I'm not like a badass warrior chick, but her potty mouth, I certainly relate to. I love this too. When Persephone is like, she says she realized that none of them had complained. And then she's explaining like everything they've gone through thus far. But not a word of protest had been uttered. No one whined, and there were no grumblings, no tears. Although men were strong like rocks, any stone could crack. Women were more like water. They nurtured life and could shape the hardest granite through unrelenting determination. Persephone had always felt the women of Ren were a tough lot, more durable, more resilient than its men. They were the ones who carried on, who picked up the pieces whether the battle had been won or lost. Watching Roan, Moya, Suri, and Bryn march down the dry riverbed, Persephone felt an enormous sense of pride. Oh, just love that so much. Like, just so, like, feminist. I'm here for it. I wonder, like, and I only wonder this because I know his wife is very involved in his, like, editing process and everything. I think she's his editor. I don't know. She's very involved in his editing process at any rate. And I wonder how much his wife has, like, influenced. Not that it's not hit, like, not that I don't think he feels this way, but you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I personally feel like he must just idolize his wife. Like, he clearly feels very strongly about women in a positive way. and in a very like feminist way. So I'm like, he must just adore his wife, right? What is Tetlin? Do we know that? That's like one of their gods, right? Isn't it? I feel, or is it like the earth? What is it? Yeah. Tet, a curse. Oh no, it was the witch. Yeah. The Tetlin witch, the universally hated immortal being thought to be the source of all disease, pestilence, and evil in the world. That's Tetlin. There we go. I forgot. Oh hey, what's up? Welcome to spoilery chat. Book 2 is more character driven. Is Age of War more plot driven, or a good balance of both? I mean, I think all of the books have definitely character development. My hair is so staticky. Like, sorry, doing that thing to get water on it. God. I think they all have pretty decent character development no matter what. But if I remember correctly, Age of War has a lot of shit going down. Like a lot of shit. And that might be, yeah. But then Age of Legend did too. But is it in Age of War that happens? There's a major thing that happens in Age of War that I don't think I'm ready for. I'm not. Oh, hey, thanks. His wife said this was his favorite. Oh, this one? Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense to me. Because, yeah, it's like all these women, I mean, and the dwarves, but they're like not part of their clan. There's all these women from this clan going off on this really intense, difficult, scary quest. And then they're just like, all right, let's do it. Let's go. And like handling business. It's so awesome. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Yep. Telling it. Yep. There we go. Yeah, the glossary that's what I just looked at because I was like, I can't quite remember. I could not recall. Yeah, I don't know because like I gave this one a higher rating. I'm wondering if I'm going to give Age of War a higher rating than I did the first time. The first time I gave Age of War 4.5. So I wonder. I'm very curious. Very curious to see. Yeah, though, I think the thing I'm thinking of does happen in Age of War, and I'm not prepared. Oh, man. He knows how to tear at your heartstrings, you know? He really does. Oh, also, I wanted to talk about, we didn't see as much of some of our faves or just some interesting characters in this one, but we did get introduced to some new characters, and what's his face? The kid. Oh, now I forgot his name. What's your name, kid? What's his name? Somebody help me. My God. I suck at life. What's his freaking name? Hello? Tesh. There we go. Tesh. That whole thing was hilarious too with his name. When he's like, what do you want your name? What's your name? And he's like, can I pick whatever I want? And then he like picks something and he's like, nah, dude, you can't. And then he's like, oh, just call me Tesh then. And then he's like, oh, where'd that come from? He's like, it's what my mom named me. So it's your name. Oh, that cracked me the frick up. But yeah, we got introduced to Tesh, and I quite enjoyed him. We didn't see him a ton, but like we saw him enough that I am intrigued. I mean, I've read on, so I do know a bit more about kind of some things that happen with him, but I forgot a lot of the details. There's something that I think happens with him. I'm pretty sure, but I don't quite recall. But even in this though, like if I hadn't read the rest, I would be very intrigued by him because he's like fun. The little bit we did get of him, like he's just a scrappy kid, you know? And I really like that. Oh, this is about, yeah, Gifford. Oh my God. I like genuinely cannot deal with like people being bullies to anyone, but certainly like the underdog or like a disabled kid, stuff like that. I cannot deal with it. It genuinely like hurts my heart. And so Padera freaking pisses me off being so nasty to Gifford, even though her reason with the whole prophecy and like, you're going to do great things, so I need to make you tough. I'm like, I don't like it. I don't like it. You're so mean to him, like cruel, not just like me. Like she is cruel to him, and other people are too, obviously. But like he grew up with you. You should be nicer to him. Like you know him. Ugh, she makes me upset. But yes, I love him and Roan as well. Like I love them because they both obviously have their issues, but they're so patient with each other. And I think because they both do have issues that require people to be patient with them, it's like they understand each other. You know what I mean? They understand that patience and like being gentle with each other. And I just love it. It's so sweet. Yeah, Tesh is great. And yeah, the prophecy with Gifford, I made a little note of that. Yeah, I shan't say anything, but it just take note. That's what I'll say. Yeah, Patera, like, and she's so nice to everybody else. Everyone else is like, she's so sweet. She's one of the nicest ladies I know. And then she's just a straight up cruel bitch to this guy, who was a child that needed protection. And she's so awful. Ugh. Exactly. You don't need to encourage him to get beat by other kids. Jesus. Like, life is hard enough as it is. Everyone else has dealt with shit too. Just let life harden him, you know? Oh, God. Like, you need support, not someone to be cruel to you, to like toughen you up. Like, that's what abusive parents like tell their kids. You know what I mean? Like, she was abusive to him. Fucking fuck you, Padera. That's what I say. Yeah, she's so nice to everyone else. Like, she's a different person with him. And I just don't like it. I don't like it at all. But once again, here we have a character, or we have Sullivan writing characters that are very complex and have nuances to them and like have complications to they're not always one thing or the other, and they're actual human beings, you know, which is a delight to see. I'm a very character-driven reader. Obviously, I mean, you need everything. You need plot to be happening too, and to like care about the plot. But I'm a very character-driven reader, and I think that's why I love this series so much. Oh, I love it. Yeah, exactly. Life there is hard for all of them, like living in their environment that they live in, like freaking bears killing people and like just the environment killing people, whatever. And then he's obviously going to get some shit and get people being cruel to him because of his, you know, disabilities. You don't need to pile it on. What the fuck? She's the worst. At least to him, she is. Well, yeah, I didn't have really anything else. I mean, I have a lot of things noted, but I don't need to go like look at every single dang thing. Oh, I think I saw in the chat a couple people predicted, sort of incorrectly, but not really, but definitely predicted that Balgargarath was not just a giant. I think there was prediction that it was a dragon, which we did end up seeing a dragon, but Balgargarath wasn't necessarily a dragon, but he was not a giant. So you guys were on to it there. Oh, and the tree. Yeah, that was intense. Super intense. Like, how many giants went there? There was like a bunch, huh? Was there like 4 or something? I don't know. There was a few that the Instaria got. I do recall that we get more of Nifron in Age of War. And I'm very curious to see people's opinions as we get to know him more. I'm very, very curious. I thought he would be a dragon. So yeah, right? Like an unstoppable freaking demon creation. Super cool. Oh. Yeah, I agree. It's not like super like, you know, Terry Pratchett like comedy in his fantasy, but it I wouldn't like it if it was, because this is much more, I don't know. I like the epicness of it all, the seriousness of it all, but he knows how to pepper it in. He knows how to pepper in some humor with like the banter between the characters. And I really like that. Like the dialogue, he does dialogue really well, in my opinion, which is great because, good God, there are few things that will kill my enjoyment of a book more than shitty dialogue, in my opinion, obviously, shitty dialogue. Like dialogue that is just not working for me. I'm like, nope, Foundry Side. That's why I DNF'd Foundry Side. The dialogue, I was like, no, can't do it. Just can't do it. Cannot read a whole book of this. I gave it to 100 pages. So yeah, I like that he knows how to like effectively work in the humor with all of that. It's great. Yeah. Oh, yay. I think that was about Nifron. Yeah. I can't remember if it's an Age of War or Age of Legend that I don't know why I'm looking at that. Like, that's going to tell me where we also get more about Malcolm as well. I mean, we get more about all the characters as we go on. I was like, look at this, like the staticky, what? Yeah, bad dialogue can just absolutely, ugh. Just like when it's cringy or awkward or like people don't talk like this is weird. Or when the dialogue, they all sound the same. No, thank you. Like when I can't tell who's talking if you gave me the quote out of context. Whereas with this, I feel like, I mean, some stuff you can't because it's just like a basic sentence where you're like, well, I don't know. They just said, yeah, I'll think about it. I can't tell who that is. But I think that there's quite a few quotes in here, like more lengthy ones, where I would be able to kind of determine, like pick out who it was, you know, because of that. Oh, hey, Vish. Oh, you're so sweet. You need to read this series. Do it. Come on. I'm glad I have like no. Sometimes I feel like that when I'm reading, like certain things that like I'll read a book with friends or a book that the same book that some friends have read, and they'll be like, this drove me crazy. And I'll be like, I didn't even notice that. But then like oppositely, there are like random things that drive me crazy. Like Fireborn is one that most everybody I know who read it loved it. And Elle is the one that like she was like, you have to read it. Oh my God, it's my favorite. And so I was like, all right, I'll read it. And like, it was fine. I liked it. But the like POVs we were getting with the two main characters being in their heads, like so many times I was like, oh my God, this is making me crazy. I don't care. Like, we get it. You guys are just saying the same. You're just pining after each other all the time. But Elle was like, yeah, it didn't bother me at all. It's just so funny. Like what sticks out to people and what like to different people. You know what I mean? I love it. Yeah, everyone is very, yeah, exactly. Like, again, if they're just saying like one brief statement that's like generic, you can't really tell. But when they're giving like a longer paragraph of stuff, like I think I could get it down to at least like 2 or 3 that I think it could be, if not picking the one, because they just have such distinct voices. Yes, do it. Add to your ever growing TBR, right? That's what we do here on BookTube. We just constantly add books to our to be read. It's fine. Aw. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Yeah, just catch up. We're only on book 2. Just read the first 2. It's fine. You can catch up. You read fast, right? I've been reading so slowly. Anyway, that's a whole other conversation. Anything else anybody wanted to talk about regarding the events of Age of Swords? Because if not, we're about an hour in, and I don't need to talk for 12 years about it. So I'll stop. Unless someone had something they wanted to talk about. I'm going to start taking notes for each character of like foreshadowing stuff to see how it comes out. Like what happens. Oh, hey. Speaking of, yeah, to kind of keep track of predictions, keep track of foreshadowing. I don't know if I want to say I mean, I can't really say predictions for Age of War, Age of Legend, because I have read them. I don't remember a bunch of shit, but I have read them. For the end of the series, I truly don't know. I truly don't know. Like, even the things I do remember from the next two books, I don't know. I don't know how it's going to end. I really don't. I really have no idea. Like when Raiden faster to travel by boat than walk. Yeah. There's so many like silly little moments. Does anyone else have any Does anyone have predictions for Age of War? What do you think is going to happen? How do you think? How do we think that Persephone being the Koenig is going to play out? And I'm so bad. Yeah, same. I don't know. I mean, we read that one book, both of those books pretty fast, but those were like candy, you know. We're going to meet a real dragon. Okay, okay. That is a good prediction. I should write these down too. I'm going to write it down so I can remember. Anybody else have any? Do we have any predictions for, like I said, Persephone being Koenig? Any predictions for like Gifford's prophecy or anything going on with Tesh or Moya, like different things with the characters? Do we foresee any romances happening? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, there's a dragon on one of the covers, so it's safe to say there's probably a dragon. Unless it's like Rage of Dragons and there's not actually dragons in it. Just kidding. There were dragons. Whatever. There will be at least one major character death. Okay, in Age of War. Okay. Also, a good prediction. Considering we've gotten one already, which I don't know, would you guys consider Minna a major? I kind of would. I have no idea who, though. I predicted happily ever after. Of course you do. I feel like he's not going to actually have to run, but something weird. Okay, like it'll be like almost like a play on words type thing. Okay. I'm for real writing these down. He's not going to actually have to run. Okay. All right. Yeah, exactly. But who? Yeah, who? Mandalay will meet someone from our main group. Okay. All right. Maybe, maybe not. We will see. Yeah, I think so. I agree. Oh, maybe they like meet again. Could be. Oh yeah, we left with Arion being like out. Like out cold. Not dead though. Not dead. Yeah, I'm curious if anyone has any thoughts on like a prediction for character death. Would he be bold enough to kill someone like Wraith or Persephone? We will have to find out. I don't know. I feel like he might pull those punches at some point. I don't know, though. I'm always nervous once they kill someone off. You're like, they could kill whoever, you know? Never know. I wonder how Arion is going to recover and what's... Yeah, right? And what the F is wrong with her? Exactly. Yeah, I'm trying to remember even her, like, recovering. I can't remember what happens with Arion, honestly, like, at all. Do we think that Wraith and Persephone will have a romance? Like a genuine one, like that she will be like, actually, yeah, I do have interest in you. Do we think that'll happen? I'm not And then any other romances that we think might happen. I mean, we have like Roan and Gifford, who I think it's pretty safe to say that they are like as together as they can be, you know, with their situations. The romantic in me says yes. Both of you haven't even read it. Oh my god, you're too funny. I feel like they will romance at some point, maybe at the end when it's all over. Wraith and Persephone? Okay. That's good. Yeah. It is fun when you know a little bit. I mean, like I said, I don't know everything because I haven't finished it, but I do know some things. Nifron and Malcolm romance? I mean, honestly, the way they're talking, they know each other, so they could. They could. We don't know what their preferences are currently, to be honest. I hope everyone doesn't pair off. That would suck. Yeah, like that there's someone who's left, like, not paired off. Everybody needs love, though. I mean, not everybody, I guess, but most people. Most people want love and a romance. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Well, unless anyone has any last minute little things. Oh, wait, here we go. Maybe that Frey and Moya. Which Frey? Which Frey? Yes, Fish. Age of Myth is the first book. And then Age of Swords is the second one. But yeah, I need to know which Frey you're thinking of, Megan. Umlick? Is that one of their names? Like, that doesn't sound familiar, but I don't have the best memory. Who? I don't see any U names in here. Oh, thanks. Ertel? There's no. Oh, that was a Tekken? The frick is his name? Tekkchen. Okay. So, Moya and Tekkchen. I love that you're like Ertel. I love it. Yay! Do it! It's really great, honestly. It's very feminist. Women rock. And like men are cool. Oh, Lord. Yeah, that's what I said. It's exactly what you said. Totally. Oh, Lord. All right, cool. Well, we've convinced someone to try to pick it up. And we've talked pretty thoroughly about Age of Swords. So, yeah, I'll see you guys for the next one, reading Age of War for next month, which is April. I know where we are in the year. Thanks for joining, for all of you who joined. If anyone is here that isn't already in the Discord and wants to be in the read-along Discord, it's linked in the announcement video on my channel. I don't know where to go search for it. It's there. But yeah, thanks so much. Adios. And hope you guys have a great Friday evening, or whatever time it is, wherever you are. Vish, it's like in the morning, right? Or the middle of the night? I don't know. At any rate, have a good weekend. Have a great weekend. Yeah, you're welcome. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.